Hey everyone, Chris again here with another how-to video. Happy Thursday, by the way. We're almost to the weekend now. Today I wanted to go over the new campaign functionality that we just had added yesterday. You can now send your email campaigns out from Command using their proprietary email client called Command Email. So what I'm going to do is sign in here. And I'm going to go to my campaigns. So let's go ahead and click on there. From here, you're going to see if I go to create a new campaign, I can just select email. And we're just going to call this test newsletter. So just as another heads up, right now they only have a couple templates available. These are newsletter templates. So you can use this to essentially create a little newsletter that you can send out monthly. It could be open houses you have coming up on the weekend. It could be new listings or just solds. The customization is endless, pretty much. So from here, I don't really think these are going to really make a difference when you're selecting it, but let's just go ahead and select one right now. I'll do, we'll just do other. Then this is where the important part comes in. It's going to ask you where you're going to run this campaign from. So by default now, it's actually set to Command Email, which is the new client. Beforehand, you actually needed a MailChimp account to do this. So now, if you were not subscribed to MailChimp or weren't using MailChimp, you can now create a nice little newsletter using Command Email. And you actually get up to 5,000 emails per month. I created a few different groups in here, which is great because now you can create an endless amount of groups that you can promote to specifically. And let's go ahead and just set up a campaign real quick. You're going to see here it's very much set up the same way if I was setting up a Facebook advertisement. So I have my step 1 here, general information. Step 2, it's selecting the email that I have on file, which in this case is my KW email. Under your settings, you can actually change that if you prefer to have it defaulted somewhere else. Send to recipient list. So this is basically going to allow me to select some lists that I've created. As you can see, I have a few of the MC lists here. Now, if I want to create a new list, I can actually do that here by hitting Create List. You have the ability to select one by one or select all, which will select up to 20 at a time. One thing I really actually like a lot is the ability to go specifically to a tag in my database. So that's why it's important to have your tag set up, because once you start doing that and you start creating your email list, you'll be able to essentially pull them up super quick. So let's just use this Parkview roster as an example here. Now, when I select Parkview's roster, you'll notice that all the contacts in my database with that tag will appear in this list. And there's about 163. So in order for me to select all of them, I would have to just essentially keep loading more. Unfortunately, right now, it's only going to load 20 at a time. So it's not too time consuming, but you just have to kind of click through until you reach all of them. In which case I would just go back up to the top, select all, and you can notice here as I do that, it's currently selecting 40 contacts. Once you do this once, though, you really don't have to do it again, because then you'll just have your list set up. You can go back to it at any point to send out. Then you would just create a list name, and this can be any specific type of list based on those tags. In this case, I'm just using the Parkview's roster as an example. Let's go ahead and click out of that. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and select the list. And let's say in this case, I was going to do the Parkview's list. You'll notice that it also will auto-populate the sender name and email that's going to reply to. You could edit that if you'd like, which would again send me over into the settings here, which I can then edit here. Pretty cool stuff. Now, if I go down to here, I can select my subject line, and we'll just say your monthly newsletter brought to you by. Or you can say something like your realtor, Christopher Greffa, something like that. We're almost done. So basically, the only additional step for me to do now is selecting the content. So as I mentioned, there are a couple newsletter templates currently in here. You could, I guess, hypothetically create a new design, but I think the ability to just have something created for you and just kind of filling in the content makes this a lot less time consuming. And as I mentioned, these are the two available right now. I'm sure they're going to have quite a few new templates coming in now that they introduced this KW email. So I'm really looking forward to that. But if you're looking for just something to send out, whether it be just some content you've put together, or perhaps you had some blogs that you've put together, these newsletter templates are super effective. So let's go ahead and select one. Now you'll notice here that it already kind of auto-populated a lot of my information because it's pulling in from my my marketing profile. And let's go ahead and just put my license number in here, which unfortunately I don't have. Agent photo, again, that's going to take in from my marketing profile. Email title, email subtitle. This is going to be the information that populates here. One thing that I do like a lot is that it will auto-populate as I start typing, and you'll notice on the template here it will kind of adjust automatically. So we'll put your monthly newsletter, and we'll say for June 2020. Almost put July there. We are close though. So your monthly newsletter for June 2020. Now, as I move down here, you're going to notice that there's quite a few different sections. So there's 3 sections available, currently limited to just 3. So basically from here, I would just be filling out the content. So this can be something like keeping your home cooled during the summer, something like that, right? And this is section 2. Let's go to section 1. So I'm in section 1 here, and here are some awesome tips to keep yourself cool in your home during the summer. So it can be something like that. Then I might go into some additional information as I move through here. But basically, every section is laid out with a headline description. You can then add a photo, which can be stock images you found on the internet. It could be photos you taken specifically. Basically, what I'd be doing is just taking in those photos, populating them in here, and then kind of moving forward. And this can be something like click to learn more. CTA link would just go to a website, which then would lead them to the news article that I put together, or perhaps it's a blog post, or it could be a video clip, perhaps. So these are some of the things that you can put together now within Command. Again, I think this is a huge value add, and especially because now you don't need to have MailChimp to use this. I think a lot more people are going to start taking advantage of this. And you're basically able to do this for free now. So super awesome. Give it a go, test it out. Let me know what you think. And yeah, anybody has questions, feel free to always reach out.